Alongside head Javelina men's basketball coach Johnny Estelle, I'm Mark and Sarah for Javelina Athletics in Frisco, Texas, the site of the 2020 Lone Star Conference basketball tournament. And coach, you guys finally made it here, a 20-win regular season. You guys finished 16-6 in the conference. You guys have put yourself in a position that you guys would have kind of strived for this season to get that first round bye in the tournament. Now that you guys are here, first game a couple days away against Los Mountains on Friday, what are the emotions like for this team right now as we get closer to game time?
Oh, I think these guys, Mark, are ready. You know, they've practiced really well. Today, they practiced really well today. Had a lot of energy, a lot of spirit, which, you know, I mean, if you don't at this time, it's too late to get it. So, I mean, our leadership, our seniors, our energy, our point of detail, man, it was really good today. So, you know, I'm banking on us continuing that, building on what we did last week. I thought we played well last week in every phase of the game, and if we continue to play like that and continue to play with the spirit we had today in practice, I like our chances.
How important or how beneficial is it to have closed the regular season as well as you guys did? 2 wins against two really good teams going into the postseason.
I think it's, you know, monumental. I mean, there's some teams that you'll hear me say, or I've said that they're backing into the tournament, meaning, you know, they've done a lot, but of late they're not doing much. You know, they're losing 2 or 3 games out of 3 or 3 out of 4. They're not playing on. Well, you know, those are the teams that if you don't watch it, that their season will be over in postseason play quickly. You know, if you're steadily getting better and you're still pushing that, you know, needle forward in terms of your brand and holding each other accountable, your team has a chance to get better every day. You know, there's nowhere to go but down when you think you're at the top, and we're still trying to get to the top. So our team is hungry. I think that they continue to have a family and team attitude, and they just want to win one more game.
Talked a lot about a number of things to this team, about how important things like being selfless are, how important it is on offense to have ball movement and ball distribution. You talked about how you want to play full court basketball with this team. How much more important does it get to try and adhere to those principles and do well in those aspects of the game now that you guys are in kind of win or go home part of the season?
Yeah, well, I think that, you know, your identity is set by now. You know, you got to know what's been good to you. You've had enough trial and errors. We've played 28 games, 29 with the A&M game, to know that when we're good and when we're not very good. We know who can make shots, who can't make shots. You know who should be distributing the ball and, you know, in where we need to go and what our opponents do, because we've played everybody in the conference. So with that being said, I mean, there shouldn't be any indecision. It should be nothing but cleared mind. You can't win without a clear mind, and it's got to be execution in terms of effort and intensity and knowing what you have to do and what your role is on the team. That's already set. So you just got to relax. You got to relax and go out and play Javelina basketball and be, you know, who we are. You know, play hard, play, you know, defense, be competitive.
You've been a part of a Javelina team that came to the LSC Tournament Championship and won. Is there anything you take away from that experience that you're trying to relay to your players as far as kind of what it's going to take, the level that these players have to play at in order to reach that ultimate goal?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've actually played in 2. My first year we lost in overtime at Central Oklahoma by 3, and that was kind of set the tone for the next year. You know, because if we would have won that game, we would have been in the national tournament. But when you ask me about the championship game, you really don't have to do anything different. You know, that's what a lot of people misinterpret. You know, I had a great moment my senior year, but it was nothing that we wouldn't have done that, you know, we didn't scheme or plan to do as a team. You know, teammates, I got the hot hand. They threw me the ball. I made shots, and it was no different if it was the run. You just got to play your game. You know, you don't have to go in there and say, well, I got to turn it up tonight. I got to do this. No, you just got to play, be calm, and compete and do what you've been doing all year. And then if it's your night to do something special, it is. But the key objective is to win and to focus on winning and focus on what's in front of you. You can't get too far ahead. You have to have a short-term memory. You got to exhibit competitive spirit and energy every time. Every possession matters. It's not pressure. It's just the way it is. You cannot get down, large numbers and think you're going to come back. You have to keep your opponent right there in front of you, or you have to keep them behind you. So it's a very simple game. You know, I know we complicate it as coaches. I know it sounds easier to do than say than do. But if you do those things, championship is very attainable, and this team can win one. There's not a team in this field that I don't think we cannot beat.
This is a DBU team you guys played at home. It'll be just 8 days between matchups with DBU. How do you guys what are the things you'll need to do against a very good DBU team that has a bunch of really good players, including Chandler Jacobs, put yourselves in the best position to win on Friday?
Well, I think we have to, exploit their weaknesses first and foremost. We have to continue to, because they're a difficult opponent. They run different schemes, different things. So we'll have to kind of go back. But, the good thing about it is it's not been that long since we played them. They're going to put in wrinkles. They'll be ready for us in some other areas. So we have to adjust. But I think that, we can do some things that can hurt them as well. So it's about, who's going to play their game, so to speak, And I think that the familiarity with the program just now, being that we just played them, is going to help us. They played last night. They had a battle last night in a very competitive game, overtime game with Oklahoma Christian. We had an opportunity to watch that game. Even though us and Oklahoma Christian play different styles, we got to see some things that maybe they do that we didn't see because, we don't zone that much. So maybe there's some things there that we can potentially take advantage of that we saw last night. But yet and still, it's going to be 40 minutes plus, and whoever wants it going to go get it, and it's going to win the game.
Well, Coach, best of luck on Friday. Thanks for the time. We'll see you again soon.
Hey, thank you.